my choice because Gastelum I felt was like, what have you done for me lately? Like he's the latest one to show off because of his win over Jacare. Now prior to that, he knocked out Bisping, which was 6 months prior to him losing, getting finished by Chris Weidman. I'm a big proponent of head-to-head when things are close, but because Weidman hasn't fought in a year and Gastelum got busy and took out a former champ and a highly ranked middleweight, with that highly ranked middleweight, by the way, being in Brazil, I felt like he had taken the lead. But you just brought up a good point. Whitaker has shown x-rays that his hands broke. If that keeps him out for a while, Weidman could take a fight and then stake a case, whether it's versus Gastelum, which I'm not sure he'd want to do because he already beat him. But if he goes out there and takes a fight and puts himself in a position where the UFC hasn't decided, he could overtake Gastelum because he could point back to the head-to-head and now having a win. But if it's just left the way it is, I felt like Gastelum just carried a little bit more of that momentum, even though he lost to Weidman over a year ago. Weidman's been injured. It's not like he's just sitting back being lazy. He's been injured. As far as Yoel Romero, look, that fight was amazing, and I want to see a part 3, but we gotta let these other guys compete as well. That's why it didn't shock me that 11% voted for Yoel Romero, 21% for Chris Weidman, 63% for Kelvin Gastelum. Almost 2,000 votes came in. 5% went for other. I don't know who other could be. Can you think of anyone?
Unless George St. Pierre wants to take another swing.
Costa, GSP, Bisping out of retirement. I mean, I really don't know who qualifies at that point. Jacare, I guess, could be other, but he just lost to Gastelum for crying out loud. So, I don't know. 5% of you are crazy, but there you have it. That's today's Daily Debate brought to you by the MMA Junkie radio team. All right. Dana White was saying most fighters he's talked to is in favor of the afternoon weigh-in. And he almost makes it sound like the next event could have the 4 p.m. The ceremonial weigh-ins will actually be the weigh-ins again. We've done a few articles. We've talked to people. I can honestly tell you, Dan Tom, not one person has told me they favor the ceremonial weigh-in being the actual weigh-in again. Everyone I've talked to likes the morning weigh-in.
Okay.
That's not to say that he hasn't gotten 100 texts privately from fighters, but I haven't seen many publicly. I don't even think I've seen one publicly. And I'm not saying that anyone hasn't told him that. But all I've heard from being around when I do my therapy at Extreme Couture or having fighters here or just watching Twitter. I'm not obsessed with Twitter, but I watch it. I have not seen anyone say they're in favor of the later weigh-ins. Have you?
No, what I've seen more your side. I've seen much more in favor of early. But when I think about it, and obviously I think it should be up to the fighter. So if they want it early, I say do it early. That's where my vote stands. But I will say that with this whole thing that I am seeing, I don't know if it's a little bit of a confirmation bias, whether it's what the media is reporting or who's getting retweeted, with only the fighters speaking out are getting retweeted. Because I do see a lot of fighters that are on the fence, or they're just like, I don't care, I make weight, I'm a pro, I'll do it whenever. I don't think those people. I think there's a lot of those people, and I've heard those people, but they're not being cited in the argument. They're not being retweeted. They're not being, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot that are just like, I don't care.
But that doesn't mean that they're showing a preference towards the later ones. They're just saying like whatever
you
tell me, I'll do.
Whatever, exactly. Yeah, I do. Like I said, I think it's a majority for the morning. But as far as like one-sided, I'm having trouble. I'm like, really, nobody, not one person? Because don't get me wrong, I'm with the fighters, and I'm not sure what Dana White is who he's been talking to, but it does make me curious. Who has he been talking to? Because I'm like you, I'm just seeing this one-sided argument one way, where his argument sounds one-sided the other way. Did he just see the stat sheet that Mike Bond printed up, or what?
He said the numbers don't lie, and Mike's is the one. I mean, I don't jump around from site to site.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm oblivious to all that. There's great sites out there, but I believe Mike's got a lot of traction. Where he pointed out that we are 2 years into the early weigh-ins. They started at UFC 199 in June of 2016. And since then, there was like 63 failures. Or, yeah, I guess we call them failures to make weight. The 2 years prior to that, which would make it an apples-to-apples comparison. 2 years, 2 years. And it was almost the same amount of fights, the same amount of fight cards, everything. The numbers were really, really similar. That one only showed 32 missed weigh-ins. So what's that? One short of double. That is pretty glaring. I think if Dana White had said, listen, the stats don't lie. Since we've done this, more people miss weight. That's why we're going back. That's it. Shut up after that. You know what I mean? Don't say anything else.
Yeah.
Because nobody could go, nah. You know what I mean? All he has to do is tweet out of his 5 million followers to go, and show Mike Bond's stats. And that's that. But instead, he goes on to say that most fighters are supportive, and that's where he lost me because I was like, I have not heard that. Other fighters, same thing. And he just didn't think that one through, you know. Now, again, maybe he'll show us a screenshot, and there's like 10, 12, 20 straight DMs from fighters going, thank God, boss. You fucking nailed it. I love the later weigh-ins. Thanks for standing up for us. But do you see that happening? Because I don't. You know what I mean? So, again, what he was trying to do was kind of actually for the fans. Mm-hmm. Hey, guys, what was happening before was working. I'm looking out for you guys. We're just going to switch it to here. But, A, don't talk to us that it benefits the fighters because all it does is statistically give us more less failures.
Right.
But it doesn't help them with the rehydration.
Yep.
So, again, it's just how you paint it. And he's an expert at this. But I thought he dropped the ball there.
Yeah. I will say I dug what Holly Holm brought up just as far as like it's kind of along the lines of what we were saying yesterday, finding middle ground, having an early and night, both options. But she said the most common sense explanation of it all. Why not just put it right in the middle? Why does it have to be morning? It doesn't be so early in the morning that we can cut down on all these, a lot of these close calls. Maybe not all of them. People will always push the limit, yes, but you're not intruding in the rehydration window as much. Just middle ground, people.
So instead of getting an additional 8 hours, you're getting an additional 4 hours. I guess I would take that.
I mean, you do
over going back to 4 p.m. But fighters have been very vocal about the fact that those 8 hours mean a lot. Like there was some on Twitter going, "No," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dana White said he can't get a commission official to do that, and I disagree, man. As long as you pay them, they'll do it, and their hourly isn't like extraordinary. So you could say, "Hey, Nevada, what's it cost to have an official from 8 a.m. to the end of the ceremonial weigh-ins, which is like 4:30 p.m.
Right.
So basically an 8-9 hour day. What would it cost to have you there? I mean, he wouldn't have to be there him or her be there all 8 hours. We'd have the 2 hours in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the 1 hour at night or 2 hours at night. Whatever that is, that can be arranged. Is the commission official that busy?
Right.
Is the commission that busy? They're not that busy. They can do it, and it's not asking much. So again, that's just yet another statement that I disagree with. But I do see a side about the numbers don't lie, and fans they'll easily stomach what is better for their viewing pleasure. You know what I mean? We want title fights, for crying out loud. We don't want non-title fights. But he could have made everyone happy. And my stance is do the night before. Do the late night weigh-in and then do the early morning weigh-in. I think your problems are solved there.
Until they fix weight cutting and until they get a proper, whether it's a polling or just a proper seat at the table for the fighters so they can have say in this as they should. My vote is for an easy, not an easy fix because there's no fix, but an easy Band-Aid would be just do it from 12 to 2 and have that be your ceremonial as the weigh-in. So you're getting a little extra time in the morning. You're bringing the ceremonial in, so you're not having to do a morning. They had to come back for a ceremonial. It's costing you production costs.
All right.
You're not having to do any extra production or commission costs. You're just putting the window to 12 to 2. You get everybody in there. You do their pre-weigh checks.
Here's what it'll say, though. The ceremonial, the reason they're there in the afternoon is because a lot of people want to be there for the afternoon, and it allows anybody that worked to kind of cut out an hour or two and get there versus the earlier ones, especially the ones that are traveling. They may just not make it. And I think he's a big believer in the ceremonial one. So I think you could still do what you said, but still have the ceremony.
3 hours makes a difference. You don't put the Q&A maybe there where the ceremonial will be instead, and you just do a switch through there. And the reason why I say the 2 p.m. cutoff time is important because you can't go later than that is because no card. The earliest card will start is about what 3. Depending on if you're on West Coast, let's say we're on West Coast, the earliest a card will start, and let's say it's a 14 or 13
well, unless
card.
It's a big Fox card.
Let's just say let's just go one end of the spectrum to do this example. It's a stack card. It's on the West Coast, so it's the earliest start time possible. That's usually not going to supersede 3:15 Pacific, right? About 3:15. That's about the earliest we see it. So whatever your decision is, I say you have it done by 2. That way, no matter what, if it's a guy who has to cut a bunch of weight and he's the opening curtain jerker and he's like, man, I got like 8 hours less than the headlining guy. Mm-hmm. As long as you're having that weigh-in over 24 hours, everybody's weighed in and checked in over 24 hours before the event, then you can at least cut off the complaints that this guy got more time to rehydrate than that guy. I think that kind of squashes that. That's the only reason why I like that timeline, and it also is a middle ground, like I said, for the people. I like it later. I like it earlier. This is right in the middle. Production, AC, athletic commission, everybody's on the same schedule. No one's staying extra. Let's just do it here until we can find a better way to get around this weight cutting nonsense.
Our guys ready to go, so we're going to take a break. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM Rush 93. Stay close. We'll be back with UFC interim welterweight champ Colby Covington.
left, right. BA, start. You told me that code would get rid of them! Yeah, well they're still here! Okay, but now they know I tried to kill them! Hold on, Mom. Here George and goes.
Hear your favorite sports from a different perspective on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. VSiN gives you the view from the counter on the only channel broadcasting live from a Las Vegas sportsbook. Follow the money while you follow the games on SiriusXM Channel 204. Odds are you'll like what you hear on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. All right, our guest is ready to go. He captured the UFC's interim welterweight title by defeating Rafael Dos Anjos at UFC 225. The one and only Colby Covington joins us now on MMA Junkie Radio. What's up, champ? How you doing?
Oh, what's up, guys? Thanks for having, just an Oregon kid living the American dream, man. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Colby, how were the celebrations on Saturday night in Chi-Town, man? Did you paint the town red there with your boy Masvidal and all them chicks that tend to follow you guys?
I already know, man. I told everybody, man, I'm a man of my word. Everything I've said leading up, is everything that came true. And just like I said, I was going to beat up a Brazilian geek and bang some Midwest freaks. So, we had some time. I had some fun with some Midwest freaks. He's married, but
that's right.
I had some fun with the Midwest freaks. I put the belt around the girls. They all wanted to take pictures when they were naked, and they wanted to play with it. They wanted to use it as a sex toy.
Oh boy! All right. And so you're going to clean that thing up before you present it to the president, Donald Trump?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's going to get a spit shine today.
All right. Hey, give me an update on that. How soon could something like that take place? Dana said he could assist with that. You heard about it, right?
Yeah, I think something could take place within the next month. Not only does Dana have the connection, to Donald, he's friends with him, and he told me after the press conference, he's like, "Are you serious about that, Colby?" I said, "I'm 100% serious." I said, this is what I wanted to do since the beginning. I said I'm making the welterweight division great again, and just like Donald Trump, he's making America great again. So, I want to go bring this to Trump. Even his son is expressed interest. He reached out to one of my friends from Oregon, a hometown buddy of mine, Cameron Haynes, who's a professional bow hunter and, just an all-around great guy. Cameron Haynes has been in contact with Donald Trump Jr., and they've been talking about it. He replied to him on a picture that he took with me after the fight on Saturday with me with the belt, and Donald Trump Jr. was just telling him, "Hey, man, we'd love to have him." So I know it's in their year. I know Donald Trump knows who I am now, and, we're trying to get it done, man. That's what I want to do. I want to celebrate how a real American winning a world title should celebrate, and that's by bringing that 10 pounds of gold to the White House and putting it on President Trump's desk.
All right. Well, let's talk about the fight itself. You were very dominant. Scores were unanimous in your favor. One judge had it 4-1, two had it 3-2. But I think overall, you definitely, time-wise, had thorough domination of the fight. You were more damaging, and you were the guy executing your game plan, doing what you wanted. Dos Anjos had some moments, but did this fight go the way you pictured it, Colby?
I thought I was, I thought I dominated every round. I thought I won 5 rounds to 0, but, I pictured myself knocking him out first round, but, that's just not how it went, but that's just something to work on. I'm going to definitely get it next fight, but, I knew I was going to go out there and I was going to dominate it. All the media that was hyping him up to say he was unbeatable. Oh, he beat Robbie Lawler, who's the best welterweight. Oh, he's unbeatable at welterweight. Now he's got all that energy. He's definitely good. He's the second best welterweight in the world behind me. I'm the best welterweight. So, he's got a good gas tank, and, he's a different fighter than Tyron Woodley. So he was a lot tougher challenge for me than Tyron Woodley will be.
And I will say this, Colby, your striking from the Maya fight to this fight definitely improved. I bet Dos Anjos even had a look to him like, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to have an advantage here." But who have you been putting in work with? Because you had some really, really nice striking there.
I put in a lot of work after the Maya fight. Every single day, I was going down to Miami. I'm training with this guy named Gregory Choplin. He's from France. He's a Muay Thai world champion. He's an unbelievable striking coach. I can see the levels of my game changing every single day. So, he's put in a lot of work with me. And of course, my head coach for striking is Paulino Hernandez, and he's been there with me since day one. So we've been working very hard together. So having two world-class striking coaches like Gregory Choplin and Paulino Hernandez, it's changing the game, man. You haven't seen the best Colby Covington yet. I'm still I still haven't even got to my peak, and my full potential and my best is yet to come.
Colby, did you come out of the fight healthy? Do you have any, other than bumps and bruises, do you have any significant damage at all that could prevent you from unifying with Tyron Woodley in 2018?
Nope, no injuries, man. I'm completely healthy. I'm looking to unify this belt in Madison Square Garden. He wants to fight in LA, but, we're not on his terms anymore. There's a reason that Conor, GSP, and Nate Diaz no one wanted to fight him. He couldn't draw flies to an event, so no one cares to watch Tyron Woodley. I'm the fight that everybody wants to see now, so I'm definitely unifying this belt in 2018. I'm looking at November for Madison Square Garden.
Are you saying you're the A-side here?
There's no doubt about it on the A-side. I'm not saying I know I'm the A-side. The fans know it. The media knows it. Everybody knows I'm the A-side, bro. And no one wants to see Tyron Woodley fight, You guys have probably fought more recently than Tyron Woodley. So, that guy's a little Hollywood soy boy. He's out there, you should see him, man. He's fat. He can't even make weight anytime soon.
Well, I do fight obesity on a daily basis, so technically he is correct. This is Colby Covington, the UFC interim champ that we're talking to, and it's going to be interesting because now this is becoming the fight of 2018, man. I love it. Woodley definitely is being vocal on his social media, but let me lay something out here. Covington wants New York. Woodley wants L.A. L.A. is the sooner of the two. On the greedy side, if I'm being selfish, greedy, Gorgeous George on MMAjunkie Radio, I would love to see the one in between in Vegas here, you know what I mean? Which is in October, so if they can come to an agreement and bring it here to the fight capital of the world, all right. But it'll be interesting to see these two guys play that side of it, to see if they do go to New York or if they do go to L.A. Luckily, L.A.'s closer to me, but the Big Apple is the Big Apple, and it's on where Colby's a West Coaster at heart, but he lives on the East Coast, so it would be kind of near where he's at. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out, Colby Covington. Have you gotten any early feelers from the organization as far as like when they think this may go down, from what they think, the executives?
It's unpredictable and impossible to predict when Tyron Woodley's going to be ready to fight. He's out doing his little acting, B-list movie roles. He's out trying to make a rap album. So we know he's broke now, and he's got baby mamas to pay. He's got to pay off his rap albums that are a joke. By the way, after this show, go check out on Google his rap albums. You guys think you hate me now, you're really going to hate me when you listen to him try to rap. So, the thing is that, you can't, there's no way to predict when Tyron Woodley's ready. He might not even be ready this year. He might not even fight me. Yeah, he's trying to act tough, and he should get an Academy Award for as hard as he's trying to act in the media and trying to get everybody pumped up for this fight, because he doesn't want this fight. The second this fight was offered him last December, he didn't want this fight. The whole time, he's never wanted to fight me. Originally, I'll beat him with one arm. Okay, if you want to beat me with one arm, why didn't you fight me last December? Why'd you want to fight GSP? Why'd you want to fight Conor? Why do you want to fight these Nate Diaz, but you can't fight me? So, I don't know when we're going to fight. I don't even know if we ever will fight. It doesn't matter to me. He can run away to Hollywood for good, and I'll just take the undisputed title, and I'll take all the contenders on one by one like a real American champion would do. So, I love November. October sounds good too, but, I definitely want to take this to the White House and Trump first and, enjoy my victory tour.
Colby, let me ask you something. As an interim champ, do you get pay-per-view points, by the way? Not only, I know he'll get them as undisputed champ, but what about you? Will you get them too?
Yes, I will get them.
Nice.
I'm not
you guys are gonna make some dough here, man.
Hey, he's got the fool's gold, man. I got the real gold. This is the real fucking undisputed championship, man. His belt is fool's gold, and he's coming up on a year inactive. So I got the undisputed title. I'm the A side of this, so I'm gonna make some money. I don't know about him. He's at the end of his career. I'm at the beginning of mine.
Man, I'm getting more into this fight than any other fight that's out there. And that goes for DC Jones Part 3 or the eventual return of Conor McGregor versus Nurmagomedov. This one's the one that's got my attention. That's why I want it in Vegas in October. But wherever it is, I'm flying to it. I'm going to it. And like I said, if you follow Woodley on social media, he is really, really seething at this point. So these guys want to smash each other. Covington versus Woodley. It's going to go down in 2018. Dan, Tom, what do you have for Colby Covington?
Hey, Colby, I just want to say first off, congrats on the victory and the belt this weekend. But
thanks a lot, Dan. I appreciate it.
Oh, no worries, man. But I do want to ask you about something, I guess, kind of post-fight. Now going into the fight, you know, as an analyst, someone's got to break it down. I got to put my feelings aside, no matter what side, what feeling I have for either fighter. I got to pick, you know, for or against a fighter and kind of just, you know, call straight down the middle as best I can. Obviously, we all have biases, but clearly, you know, Michael Bisping, some of his biases came out in the post-fight during your Fox post-fight interview with him. And obviously, I want to get your thoughts on that, but more importantly, maybe not just what we saw with Bisping. Was there anybody else that maybe, obviously, you know, you draw a certain reaction out of people, Colby? Was there anybody that maybe was in similar positions that maybe should have been professional and you know, you've been running into some static on, if that makes any sense? Have you been experiencing that? In other words, what you experienced from Bisping, has that been something on the norm you've been dealing with lately?
You know, I've been dealing with that my whole career. You know, people have been trying to downplay me, you know, saying that, you know, my talking does more speaking than my fighting, and obviously you guys seen Saturday night that it's my fighting that's doing the talking. Make no mistakes about it. So, you know, I don't let that stuff get to me. You know, I'm a true professional. You know, people can say whatever they want to say about me, but when I'm on company time, I'm on weight. You know, I'm always professional. I'm always on time. I do whatever the UFC asked me to do. You know, Bisping, what he did this weekend was a joke, man. It was a mockery to the sport. You know, that's probably why that fake Fox News is going under and it's getting transferred over to ESPN. You know, that little one-eyed twerp. He shouldn't have realized what happened last time he messed with the red, white, and blue. You know, the American forefather Dan Henderson left him unconscious. So, you know, he's not too far across the pond. You know, he needs to pipe down and not try and steal my spotlight. This is my spotlight. You know, whether his personal feelings or not, he needs to set that aside. That was my moment, and you know, at the end of the day, this isn't a gimmick. I am Raw American Steel and Twisted Sex Appeal, and if he wants to try and take my moment and he couldn't resist my spotlight, it was so bright he could actually see it. You know, he's talking shit from 2,000 miles away, and I will come across that pond and smack him silly and take that other eye out.
Well, back to the, you know, that's definitely on the other side of things, but back to the other side where, you know, as far as your supporters are concerned, you got your buddy Jorge Masvidal. Now, what I want to ask about that, obviously, you know, your guys' relationship's well known, but now, as of this weekend, you have a belt in the division you guys both compete in. Obviously, you guys, you know, have stated that this isn't blindsiding you, this situation. You guys know each other's goals, but can you reiterate as far as, you know, I know you don't want to speak for Masvidal, but is he going to be, you know, sticking around 170, or have you guys had to, you know, have another talk since you've gotten the belt now?
You know, I obviously can't speak for my best friend Jorge Masvidal, but he's definitely going to stick around 170. He's got unfinished business, you know. He's got a sour taste in his mouth right now. So his next fight, he's definitely going to come back, and you're going to see a new Jorge Masvidal or reinvented Jorge Masvidal. So, you know, we're definitely we got nowhere to go. You know, I got Tyrone Woodley next, and then, you know, Jorge Masvidal's going to climb his way back up, and, you know, you might have to see us fighting in the near future. You know, we might be fighting for that belt next year or in 2020. We're still both young in the game, so, you know, he's just going to focus on winning and getting back to the form that you've seen him before, and, you know, everything else is going to take care of the place. I'm going to take care of the human formate of Nyquil, Tyquil, Woodley, and then Jorge's going to worry about the rest of the division and cleaning out the division.
Hey, Champ, I know you got the Midwest chicks probably want to spend more time with you, and I know lots of interview requests are coming in. I got a couple more questions, but you let me know. If you got to go, you got to go. We already appreciate the time you've given us, but you tell me, man.
No, you guys got dibs on times for me. I appreciate you guys taking me out to JBLE and going to the Army base. You know,
that was cool of you to give him that shout out too.
Yeah,
that was Colby's last tweet before he went into battle, and he gave a shout out to the men and women in Virginia at JBLE. The General Frost saw that, Colby, and he retweeted it. He was loving it, so that was very cool of you to do that.
Man, that's who this is all for, man. I'm a real American, and those are the real heroes of America. They put their lives and sacrifice so much on the line just so I can have my freedoms to be able to do this, you know. And it's a joke, man. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Golden State Warriors, just all the silver spoon athletes that try and kneel for our anthem when they're prima donna millionaires getting paid all that money and they're trying to voice their political opinion. Like, do they not realize that veterans have died for that flag? You know, disrespecting our country and Trump is just, it's a slap in the face. And if they want to disrespect our country and our veterans and our military and Donald Trump, I'd like to see him come try and disrespect me over American Talks in Coconut Creek. I'll slap some respect into him.
And Kobe, when we were out there, people think I'm kidding. This guy was doing sit-ups at midnight.
Yeah.
This guy was running at 6 a.m. before anything else happened. He was mid-camp for Maya, and but he really does put in that extra workout. He doesn't want anyone to out-cardio him, outwork him. Definitely a testament to his work ethic and his drive, and he's a goal setter, and he's reaching them, all right, so one last thing I want to say here. As far as you and RDA, and maybe even a little bit further, you and Brazil. Okay, Chicago came and went. Did you and RDA shake hands, see each other in the back? Was anything said there? And as far as Brazil, have they tipped their hat at least in respect, because he was supposed to kick your ass and kind of win one for Brazil, and that didn't go down. So how does that sit so far, Colby?
Yeah, I saw him in the back. He had his head down. He didn't want to make eye contact. He just said, "Good job, man. You're a beast." And as far as Brazil goes, I'm thinking about going over. I've gotten a lot of messages. They want me to come, King Chaos, King of Brazil, Colby Covington. They want me to come run for politics over there. So it looks like I'm going to be running for a Brazilian presidency next term. I'm going to go make Brazil great again. So, their country is all in political turmoil, and I'm going to go save the day over there. All the women are fantasizing about me, and all the families are naming their firstborns after me.
Oh, wow. There's going to be some Colbys out in Brazil. All right. I'm anxious to see that. Colby, thanks for the time. Again, that was a very, very dominating performance. You have an incredible gas tank. I was watching you guys in between rounds. They're kind of split screening us. And you guys would take some nice heavy breaths, but you guys have some incredible second and third wins. You both went out there and gave us a great fight. You were the better man, so congratulations on the win, your title, your upcoming unification, and everything else that awaits you. You definitely have put in the hard work, and therefore you deserve everything that's coming your way.
Hi, George. I appreciate you always giving me a voice and always having me on the show. Much love.
All right, man. Take care. We'll see you, champ.
Take care, brother.
That is Colby Covington. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this is going to be a great fight. Folks, we got to take our last break. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. Stay close. We'll be right back.
They were kicked off the set of The Fast and the Furious for being too loud and too good-looking. Once again, here's gorgeous George and Goes.
Start your day with SiriusXM. Enable the SiriusXM skill on your Amazon device and then tell Alexa to set an alarm for your favorite channel, and you'll wake up to the sounds of SiriusXM. With SiriusXM and Alexa, you can get the latest sports news each morning without picking up your phone or turning on the damn TV. That was Colby Covington, the UFC interim welterweight champion, there on the hotline with us, answering tons of questions regarding his immediate future. He's healthy. He's down to fight in New York. He knows the champ wants to fight in L.A. The other champ, the undisputed champ, wants to fight in L.A. He's open to October in Vegas. He told us he'd get pay-per-view points, and he's ready to go. Says he might run for president of Brazil at some point in time. He is going to take the belt. He's going to shine it up, though, because it's been in certain places.
Yeah, I forgot about that in part of the interview.
In these last 36 hours. But, yeah, fun times, man.
Just telling Tim Sylvia to hold his beer.
The sport has to have more characters, more entertainers. Tomorrow we'll discuss a little bit more. I know some of you just aren't into it. Look, let me say this. Some people are comparing him to Chael. And of course, Chael's a master. He's great at this, right? Colby's not bad at it. If you measure Colby towards Chael, there's some work to do. Yes, but was Chael that good in year one? I'm telling you, man, we had him on when we were Tag Radio. He was just Chael Sonnen. And then all of a sudden he started turning on the jets, and that's what this dude's doing. But don't forget this either. Colby's got a belt, man, and that's huge. You know what I mean? To talk all this shit and get a belt, it's kind of like, I believe that's one part of the equation where he's trumped Chael. Regardless, we got more time to talk about it tomorrow. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to our guest, Colby Covington. Thank you, UFC, and the fighters that fought at UFC 225. You gave us a lot to talk about, and you guys really, really put it out there for us. Tomorrow we'll be back with another 2-hour show to bang out the rest of all this. Until then, go out there and be a champion.